Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Donald. Today is January 27th, 2025, and we're diving into the seventh day of President Donald Trump's second term. Buckle up, because yesterday was packed with significant moves, unexpected alliances, and bold proclamations. But before we dive into the details, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll begin live broadcasts covering President Trump's every move in real time. You won't want to miss it. In today's episode, we'll cover major executive orders, high-profile meetings, and international and domestic decisions that have set the media and political world ablaze. From a proposed rebranding of national monuments to bold new foreign policy directives, Trump's presidency continues to deliver headlines at breakneck speed. Let's break it all down, one momentous event at a time. One of the boldest and most polarizing announcements yesterday was Trump's executive order to rebrand several iconic national monuments. Mount Rushmore is now officially referred to as the Mount of American Greats in federal documents, a move the administration says highlights the exceptionalism of the figures depicted. Trump also proposed adding additional monuments to honor figures like Ronald Reagan, Harriet Tubman, and Andrew Jackson. Critics were quick to note the irony of celebrating both Tubman and Jackson, given their starkly contrasting legacies. Supporters of the initiative called it a much-needed update to American heritage. "This is about making our history more inclusive," said Trump's Secretary of the Interior. However, historians and activists labeled the move a distraction from more pressing issues. Dr. Ellen Rivers of Columbia University argued, "This rebranding effort is more about creating headlines than addressing substantive concerns." Social media lit up with debates, with hashtags like Mount Rushmore debate and American Greats trending within hours. While some praised the move as visionary, others criticized it as unnecessary and politically charged. President Trump took center stage at the White House press room to unveil a series of foreign policy initiatives that left analysts scrambling to assess their potential impact. Chief among these was his declaration that the United States would pursue a Peace Through Strength 2.0 doctrine, focusing on bolstering military capabilities while simultaneously reducing overseas troop deployments. The announcement included plans to establish a new Pacific Defense Pact, aimed at countering China's growing influence in the region. Trump declared, "We will stand with our allies in the Pacific, but we're not going to be the world's policemen anymore. It's time for our allies to step up." Critics questioned whether the administration's approach would lead to greater instability. "This pivot risks alienating our long-standing allies while emboldening adversaries," warned former Secretary of State John Kerry. Supporters, however, hailed the move as a long-overdue recalibration of U.S. foreign policy. Trump also announced the immediate suspension of sanctions on North Korea in exchange for what he called meaningful steps toward denuclearization. This surprise decision drew both praise and skepticism. While some viewed it as a bold attempt at diplomacy, others saw it as a gamble that could undermine global security. In a highly anticipated move, President Trump unveiled his new economic plan, dubbed America First Prosperity. The initiative includes sweeping tax cuts for corporations and high-income earners, with Trump arguing that these measures will spur unprecedented economic growth. "We're putting money back into the pockets of Americans who drive our economy," he said during a televised address. Economists were divided on the plan's merits. Conservative think tanks like the Heritage Foundation praised the tax cuts as a necessary step to unleash the power of American businesses. However, progressive economists, including Nobel laureate Joseph Stiglitz, criticized the plan as regressive and likely to widen income inequality. The plan also includes incentives for reshoring manufacturing jobs, with Trump vowing to penalize companies that offshore production. "If you want to sell in America, you'd better build in America," he declared, drawing applause from blue-collar workers, but raising concerns among global trade advocates. Trump doubled down on his hardline immigration stance with a new series of directives aimed at expediting deportations and limiting asylum claims. "We're not going to allow our borders to be overrun," he stated. Immigration advocacy groups were quick to condemn the measures, calling them inhumane and legally dubious. This policy effectively denies asylum to those who need it most, said Maria Elena Hincapie of the National Immigration Law Center. Meanwhile, Trump's base celebrated the actions as a fulfillment of his campaign promises to prioritize border security. Additionally, ICE conducted another wave of nationwide raids, resulting in over 1,000 arrests. The administration hailed the operation as a success, while critics argued it perpetuated fear and division. Cultural issues took center stage with Trump's announcement of new education initiatives aimed at eliminating woke ideology from public schools. The Patriotic Education Initiative mandates that schools focus on America's greatness rather than its historical flaws. "We're going to teach kids to love their country again," Trump said during a fiery speech in Florida. The initiative immediately sparked backlash from educators and historians. "This is an attempt to whitewash history," said Dr. Henry Louis Gates Jr. of Harvard University. Teachers' unions vowed to fight the policy, while conservative groups applauded it as a necessary correction to liberal bias in education. As expected, the day's events dominated headlines and social media discussions. Fox News host Sean Hannity praised Trump's actions as a masterclass in leadership, while CNN's Anderson Cooper described the day as a whirlwind of contradictions and controversies. Protests erupted in several major cities, with demonstrators decrying the administration's immigration policies and education reforms. Meanwhile, Trump supporters organized counter-rallies to celebrate the president's bold agenda. Online, the discourse ranged from heated debates to outright humor. The rebranding of Mount Rushmore and the America First Prosperity tax plan generated countless memes, reflecting the polarized nature of Trump's presidency. It's clear that President Trump's second term is shaping up to be just as dramatic and divisive as his first. What do you think about the events of Day 6? Are these bold moves setting the stage for a brighter future, or are they deepening divisions in the nation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to The Daily Donald, and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for another action-packed episode.